Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
$1.6 million in city funds. That's how much money auditors say the former mayor of Pontiac misused on personal expenses. Tonight, the city of Pontiac voting to send the results of that damning audit to the feds.
Former Mayor Deirdre Waterman firmly refutes the accusation against her, which includes throwing 2 farewell parties for herself that cost thousands of dollars. Mara McDonald live in Pontiac. Waterman came to tonight's council meeting to defend herself, Mara.
Devin, she sure did, and Dr. Waterman made it clear that she believes that everything that is happening here right now is a political smear against her. What it is a forensic audit done by an outside firm that was limited in scope, and the results of that audit suggest, at best, the former mayor was a lousy manager. At worst, something criminal could have happened here.
Facts is facts. Truth is truth. You can't get around that. It doesn't make a difference who did it, but it does make a difference that people in this city has allowed my residents at Liberty Missionary Baptist Church to pay taxes that have been misappropriated, misused, misfunded, or whatever word you want to use. It's wrong.
The news of the findings of the forensic audit done by an outside firm is all anybody is talking about in Pontiac.
It's a lot of people who are dragging along, and some of them ain't who you're going to think it is. And let's be honest, there's some pastors in it, it's some residents in it, it's some people around here that's in it, and I know who they are. I just want the forensic audit to speak for itself.
The report finding that former Mayor Dr. Deirdre Waterman oversaw sketchy city contracts or no contract deals, used city funds for her own expenses, and hired people with city funds to do personal work for her. Waterman tonight says it is simply not true.
The forensic auditor's calculations of their major findings disagree with the figures I relied upon from key senior finance department executives, Plant Moran, the city's long-term accounting firm, and the city attorneys G. Marco, Mullins, and Horton, all of whom have been suspiciously fired or let go by the mayor in the last few weeks without ready replacements to perform these important tasks for the city.
Back here live, the Pontiac City Council unanimously voted to send the results of that forensic audit to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Detroit. The potential, of course, is for criminal charges. We are live in Pontiac tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
So we will be on watch. All right, Mara. Kim.
The Oxford School Board meeting tonight for the first time since a new lawsuit alleged an armed school security guard had the opportunity to stop the shooter, but dismissed what was happening as a drill. Pamela Osborne is live in Oxford. Pam, that meeting is still going on.
And people waited for hours for the opportunity to speak about that new revelation. This is what many parents and students who attended tonight's meeting had in mind, at the forefront of their minds, really, when they arrived here for this board meeting. Take a look. You can see the board got started with its agenda items, which included a review of their safety plan. Then they went into a closed session for about an hour, and people really started meeting amongst themselves, talking about their own concerns there. We did speak to one mom who tells us they, as parents, want the truth. They feel like they've waited and that they've been denied that truth at every turn. The board has said there's only so much they can say with all of the legal investigations, that they're not in control of the release of information. But take a listen at what else she was concerned about.
Our kids are due back here in just a couple of weeks, and we really are in no better of a position than we were on November 30th at this point. Yes, we have some new technology, but we still don't even know how it works.
And what she's referring to there is this technology that scans students coming in the door. That's going to be happening here at Oxford High School. It's going to be looking for any sort of thing that may be a weapon in a bag. But there are problems or issues at times with that system where items could be mistakenly identified. So that's what she was referring to there when she was saying that there are issues with some of the things that they are going to be unrolling here. But yes, parents concerned and looking to see what sort of changes and really just rebuild the trust here after what has happened. Reporting live in Oxford, I'm Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
So much work to be done there. Pam, we appreciate it. Devin.
Details are starting to emerge tonight about the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago. Not much, but NBC and CNN are reporting the raid was connected to classified documents the president apparently took to his Florida compound after he left the White House in January of 2021. The FBI's access to the Trump residence and private office was coordinated with the Secret Service. That, according to an official who says the former president's protective detail validated the warrant and was present during the search. At least one Trump attorney was there too. Right now, that warrant is sealed, so details about what was taken from the Trump family quarters remain secret for now.
Right now to a Local 4 News update. The search for a missing swimmer on Lake St. Clair comes to a tragic end. Tonight, the Macomb County Sheriff's Office says its dive team recovered the body of a man who jumped from a boat into the water Sunday. Witnesses say he never resurfaced, and crews spent hours that day looking for him. Authorities tell us alcohol use and poor weather conditions are both believed to be contributing factors to that man's drowning.
We are just hours away from opening statements in the retrial of two men accused of plotting to kidnap Governor Whitmer, and today a jury was seated to hear the case against Adam Fox and Barry Croft Jr. Both men are on trial again after a jury couldn't reach a verdict back in April. Opening statements coming at 8:30 tomorrow morning in Grand Rapids. Our Sean Lay will be following the trial there. We'll have live coverage throughout the day on Local 4 and clickondetroit.com. Big night for Oxford High School graduate Ava Swiss, who performed live on America's Got Talent.
My freedom is burning. This broken world keeps turning. I'll never surrender. There's nothing but a victory.
She was phenomenal. A total of 11 contestants performed tonight. Only 2, though, of those 11 will advance. Unlike past seasons, it will be up to viewer voting to decide whether Ava will be among the 2 acts picked. So all votes must be in by 7 tomorrow morning. If you would like to vote for Ava,
and of course you do.
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't? Go to nbc.com/AGT vote or use the AGT app. Each person can vote up to 10 times. The 2 winners will be revealed during America's Got Talent, airing tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
So let's all show that Oxford spirit here. Get busy.
Right.